Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Dom.
I'm Elise.
Today we wanted to talk about female friendships, which I think is something that easily relates to, I think, majority of our audience.
Yeah.
And kind of why we started House of Movement. We wanted to just cover our take on how we feel our female friendships have been in the past, where we see them going in the future, our flaws, what we bring to the table, what we expect from others.
And then even just going over our anonymous question of the week, which was...
What is something that you would never tolerate in a friendship?
We got a lot of responses. They were all honestly different answers, so I'm excited to go over those. What's your peak and pit of the week, though?
I would say my peak is definitely my consistency with the gym. I got a membership at a new Pilates studio in King City. It's called Club Well.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I know. It's like 3 minutes away from my house. I would never pay that much money, but I think because I'm in love with the instructor, the facility, and honestly just Pilates. I talk about this a lot. I just love Pilates. I love like more of a low impact workout, and it's just been making me feel great. I go like 3 to 4 times a week, and then I go to the gym twice, so it's been great. I'm pretty happy. And then your peak.
Honestly, my peak is also Pilates. I just like have been loving it so much.
I feel great every single day.
And I don't even sweat, like unless I do like a hot Pilates, but I've been doing more reformer, and it's so hard, and it's sort of like getting me out of my workout rut.
Because Carrie's is just reformer. Do they also offer mat classes?
No, they do reformer, but I would say like level wise, Jaybird is too easy for me.
Yeah.
It's like too relaxing.
Yeah.
Legree is like too intense.
It's a
like
perfect
good
medium. Because Carrie's is also a mega reformer.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's not your traditional one.
Yeah, it's like called like a transformer.
Oh.
Yeah. A big one.
Yeah, because I remember when I took the class, it was good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
And honestly, like I really found like my favorite instructor.
Would you say Danny?
Danny. Yeah, she's really good. I saw her walking yesterday.
You're like, damn. Was that the one who did the event for us?
No, that was Lisa. She's good too.
Yeah, because she also teaches at Sweat and Tonic.
Sweat and Tonic. I've done her Sweat and Tonic classes a couple times. I had a membership at Sweat and Tonic I did like a month.
Yeah.
And I love their hot hit Pilates.
Yeah.
But I can't rationalize paying for all of these different places.
That's the thing. Like So I pay my gym membership, and then I pay the movement membership at Club Well, and it's, I think, $115 a month, but unlimited all mat classes.
See, that's great.
So they have hot Pilates, bar, yoga. She has like my instructor now starts doing like hot hit, and then
I love hot hit.
Yeah, like I did it on last Friday. The room is 39 degrees.
Yeah.
Like you are like drenched.
See, that's something
I love hot classes, but it's not for everyone. Like my friend did a hot class with me, and like 25 minutes in, she was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do that, but then I can't justify an unlimited reformer class or unlimited reformer membership at my gym or at Club Well. It's $275. Then I'm assuming plus tax, it brings you to $300.
Yeah.
Which is like on the lower end of unlimited reformer packages. Like I know that there's studios that my friends go to that it's like $450.
Oh, like
for unlimited month.
I am lucky because I do like the marketing for Carrie's, where I get like a 10-pack every month.
Yeah.
But
so 2
that
classes
10-pack
a week.
is, I usually do 3.
Yeah.
But that 10-pack to pay for, I want to say it's like $400. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
But it is so good.
Don't get me wrong, and I think wherever you go and wherever you're fixated on, like spend the money, but it's I didn't realize how much of an expensive habit it is and an expensive way to work out.
Yeah.
You can't have 5 gyms. Let's maybe have 3. Okay, what would you say your pit of this week? I think we have the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like just post-vacation depression.
Yeah. I also think the timing is difficult because you just came back we both kind of just came back from vacation, and summer just ended, and there was a massive change in the weather, and I personally feel like the minute September 1st hits, I feel like a change in the air. And like, not to be dramatic or anything, but I feel like now it's just like head down, let's grind, let's work. A lot of people are like transitioning roles or leaving a job, entering a new job.
Well, it's even like I will say I traveled a lot this year, like more than usual.
You went away like 5 or 6 times this year.
And I don't have anything else planned now until December. I'm going back to Brazil. I'm so excited.
Love that.
But yeah, my family's going away in November, and I think I'm just gonna skip out because
Why? Where are they going?
they go to Palm Springs every year.
Oh.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I need to like get my stuff
your head
done
down.
and just grind.
Yeah.
Even this week, like this is probably the busiest week of my life. Like
Yeah.
there's just so much
Well,
going on.
you're in a big transitional period between jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You're leaving something and you're starting something new. The
And
podcast.
I have to like finish off my
Yeah.
like notice period,
Yeah.
and we have like 2 events within the
Yeah.
next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We have our launch party.
Oh
in
yeah,
a
we have our
couple
launch
days.
party Friday, September the 13th, which is we're really excited about. So
Yeah.
yeah, this week is a lot, I think, for the both of us. But I think just this time of the year, especially like transitioning from summer, like we both had such a good summer. We both traveled so much.
Mhm.
We went out, we did so many fun things, and now it's like September, fall. We have to work, and it's just like then the winter blues start
To
slowly
be honest
creeping
though,
up. That's how I feel.
sometimes I like the grind period though.
Don't get me wrong. I just think I had, just for me, I think I had just such a
Such a
fun,
high.
such a high summer, and like my serotonin was always at just a max. Like it was like I was always doing something. I was always going out. To now it's settling down where all the people around me we're kind of in the same boat where it's
Yeah.
like we spent so much money. I just
Oh, I
want to
know.
I just want to work, and I just want to like do as much as I can and be more, I don't know, logical with what like how I'm spending my time.
It's even me. Like I've spent so much money the
On
past couple
what?
months.
Like,
Honestly, like just like
life.
like even
you
just
just
house
go
and movement
out,
stuff. Like
yeah.
I feel like we run these events, and I don't think people really realize that these events cost us a lot of money.
A lot of the things that, or a lot of the stuff that the House of Movement events have, like, is out of our own
yeah, like
pocket.
right now, I want to say like I've paid $1,000 out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Mind you, like it'll come back and whatever.
2 weeks it'll
in,
come
in
back.
2 weeks, and that's fine. I'm not stressing about it, but it's more so when people say like, can you guys do more free events? Look, we'd love to do free events, but I'd be in debt.
Honey, I would love to. Like, I want to offer you that, but we can't.
Yeah.
We're also like in the starting stages
Yeah.
of a
Like
business.
maybe in
like
the future.
we're not making any money off of this.
Yeah. So today we're talking about friendships. We wanted to basically talk about it in 3 stages, like past, present, and future. Past being like high school friendships,
Early college
yeah,
days or early university days, and kind of how we were in relationships, what we thought a good friendship was when we were younger, and then kind of the same model throughout.
How were your high school friendships? Like, did you like high school, or what was?
I think my high school friendships were very circumstantial. Like,
Yeah.
I think because I went to a private school, so my graduating class had about, I want to say 97 people. So divide that in half, like boys and girls. Let's say like 45 girls, 45 boys. Out of those 45 girls, it really just funneled down to a few people that I actually got along with. And I think we were friends. Like, we had a great friendship when we were younger, and looking back, I think it taught me a lot. Are we friends now? No. And I think it's because we were just friends because of the, like, our environment. We were not forced to
Absolutely.
be. I don't know the right word to I don't know how to explain it, but
I think high school, like in high school, even I had almost like a circle of friends, but I knew leaving high school that it would just fall
I think
out.
leaving high school, we all went to different schools, and I think leaving high school kind of highlighted our differences, and that, hey, we're actually not the same person, but we don't see things eye to eye, and we don't expect the same things out of a friendship. And I honestly can confidently say, like, with my high school friends, like, I still follow them on Instagram. If we see each other out, like, we're extremely amicable. Like, there's
And that's
no
the
bad
same-
blood.
yeah.
There's absolutely nothing. Like, if I were to hear about, like, great news about them or something like amazing is happening in their life, you are 100% getting a congratulations text. I think we kind of just fell out of touch, and I think it's normal with a lot of people that transition from university or from high school to university, that we just kind of outgrew each other.
I think you just outgrow each other. Even with me in high school, I did a lot of high school online because I was
You did?
modeling pretty hard at the time.
Yes. Makes sense.
So I was either in and out of Toronto or in and out of New York. And I found that girls were mean
Yeah.
in high school, or like some of them. And I really found that I had a hard time connecting with girls on like a deeper level.
Yeah.
And I had one like best friend throughout high school, and she went to a different school, and we ended up falling out just because she was immature at one point and I was immature at one point, and it just faded out. But I will say that friendship really I valued at the time, and I still, like, looking back, I really do value. And even though me and her don't talk anymore, I will say that that's probably the one friendship fallout that I do genuinely wish her the best. And like when I see something on social media or whatever about her, or see an Instagram post or a story,
it like pulls on your heart. You're
it
like,
does.
I really do like wish the best.
And I think like even though I haven't seen her in years, I think if we ran into each other, everything would be totally fine.
Yeah.
Then I obviously have those friendship fallouts that we do not talk anymore, and I really want nothing to do with them. And it's not in like a
I hate
it's not
you
in a
or in a
hate you
negative way. You guys just don't fit. And I think the purpose that friendship served for you was just for the time being, and it taught you what it had to taught you. And I think it showed things about female friendships, showed things about yourself that you're like, okay, wow, like this is out there and now I know. I'm gonna be truthfully honest, I think a lot of people, and like this is speaking from experience, like in high school I was not a good friend. And I think a lot of that, honestly, a lot of it came from like personal issues, like deep rooted shit that I was going through that like was seeping out of me in such a negative way. Like I was just young. Like I didn't understand how to be a good friend. Like I would just not, like, if someone was talking bad, like you just join in. And I think it's also like you just want to fit in. You just want to like
what it is. You
follow
just
a crowd. And I think I saw that when I was in grade 11 and in grade 12, and I saw my friendships fall apart, that I was like, okay, now I'm going into a new chapter in my life, which is university, and I'm going to be here for the next 4 years. Like I don't want to be known as a person who can't maintain a friendship, who can't hold down a friend, who can't be genuine, who can't be charismatic, who can't be trustworthy.
I think that's also just like a negative stereotype, though, that you can't, just because you've had friendship fallouts, you can't quote unquote maintain a friendship. Or people think
that you're a bad friend,
which is so invalid. And I think that is one thing that a friendship fallout I had, I want to say like 2 years ago.
Because it also takes, like, personally, I think it takes two. Like,
Absolutely.
it takes two to tango. Like, it takes two people for something to not work. Don't get me wrong. There can be the one-off relationships where it's just like, oh, that person did you so bad and you were, like, so good. But I think two parties need to contribute for something to not work.
And a friendship fallout I had a couple years ago, the last time we spoke, she said something like, this is why you can't keep friends. And I think
that's hurtful.
I think at the time that was hurtful, and now I look back at it, and
she could have also just been projecting.
Absolutely.
She could have just
and
been,
I
like,
realized,
talking out of her
realize
ass.
now that it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
There were things in the friendship that, you know, were immature of me.
Yeah.
But I think I just was choosing the wrong people for so long. Just, we were not compatible as friends.
Yeah.
We didn't have the same values. We didn't have the same outlook on life.
And maybe you guys were just friends because like,
it was circumstance.
You guys wanted to go out, or you guys were like, you lived together, you were in the same dorm, or you were on the same floor, and it was just like you kept bouncing into each other's lives, and it wasn't like, no, I willingly picked you to be my friend.
Yeah. My roommate at Western, Shani, who I still talk to all the time, and we're still like best friends, she really showed me that your genuine people, or like your genuine friendships, won't judge you for anything.
Yeah.
And they'll always be there for you.
That's actually very true.
And at the end of the day, if you don't want to go out, or you don't want to go and do this, or if you want to go and study on a Friday night,
you're not going to get...
the support is there.
Yeah.
There's no like guilt
you're such
tripping.
a loser. Like, why are you not coming out? Like, there's not...
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I say that to friends in a very joking way that I know it's going to be received as a joke, but I know the type of people that you're talking about that like absolutely reprimand you and make you feel god awful because you're not. But then I think that also shines a light on you guys are not the same person. If like your idea of like an ideal Thursday, Friday, Saturday night is maybe going out once and then doing something more laid back, and then your so-called friend is going out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like, what are you guys going to really talk about? You guys don't really do the same things. Your idea of fun is not the same thing. And you deserve to be around people who willingly want to do and have fun and do cool things with you. And maybe your idea of party, like your idea of party is not going out and getting sloshed at the bar.
What showed me in that friendship that, like, I hadn't found my people yet, and she was showing me who my people almost were, was we both had COVID and we were stuck in the house for a month because like that's when the quarantine period was really long, and just
it's like 21 days.
It was so long, and just like hanging out together and doing nothing was like so fulfilling as a friendship. And also what was really eye-opening during that time is neither one of our separate friend groups offered to do really anything for us. Groceries,
coffee, let's hang out outside,
nothing. And I think the two of us looked at that as, wow, like maybe our people are still waiting for us type of thing. And I really like look back and like think highly of that moment. And that's definitely carried into my present friendships, where she's still a friend of mine. Even when me and you became friends, I feel like we don't have like superficial conversations. It's always, I know you're there for me, I know that I'm there for you. And just because we don't see each other every day doesn't mean like that the friendship isn't there.
I'm the type of person where little things go like so far. So like, for example, yesterday, like I have a friend who's like just going through it, and there's been so many different factors in her life that just have led her to just be an emotional wreck. And I put myself in her shoes. It's like, okay, if I'm just going through it and I feel like my life is falling like down on me, what would I want? And it might even be
like a 5-minute phone call.
So like yesterday, like she had an appointment in Markham, and I went to her appointment with her, and we just like sat in my car after, and I literally just let her rant. Like for 45 minutes, I just sat in the car with her and I let her cry and get teary-eyed and just like let things out. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I texted her after, and I was like, hey, or she texted me, and then she was like, thank you so much. Like, you have no idea like how much that means to me. And I think because I would expect that from someone now being 23 years old, maybe I didn't expect that when I was 18. Like, I didn't think that far. But now I try and be really, or like if someone tells you something, like I just try and remember, or like just little things that I know would mean so much to me. I just try and like mimic that. I want to be immersed in your life, and I want to be invested in what you're doing, and I don't want our friendship to just be like this.
And don't get me wrong, like it's hard when you have a life and you have 50 million other things
but
going
I think
on.
It just like with the 4 or 5 close friends that I have, if I can just take 35 seconds out of my day or whatever it is,
shoot you a text.
And just shoot you a text and just say like, or hey, I haven't seen, just anything. I think being intentional and purposeful with how we talk, what we talk about, what we do means so much to me.
Me too.
And I think of just like, how do I want to be treated? And as simple as like what you learned when you were in kindergarten, like treat others the way you want to be treated. Like I genuinely apply that to my friendships now, which is something that I'm like learning to transition. I just want to be known. Like, I think there's no better compliment, honestly, when someone says to you like, you're such a good friend. Whether it's based off of like a bunch of different things that you've been doing for them, and it leads up to them being like, wow, I'm so proud to have you as a friend. Like, I want all of my friends to think of me like that. My biggest, oh my God, I'll die on this hill. And I say this to you all the time. My biggest pet peeve on planet Earth, like trumps everything else that annoys me, is punctuality. I had a friend, and like it was so frustrating that I could have actually ripped my hair out. Like flames like shooting out of my eyes. I had a friend who just, for some reason, her ability to be punctual was just non-existent. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I did the little trick where it was like dinner's at 8 but it's actually at 9, you know, that whole thing.
I used to
like,
have to do that too.
It would get to a point where like I would be like, we need to leave yesterday. Like the dinner reservation is at like, we would be in like outside of the GTA, and I'd be like, we need to be in Yorkville for 7:30. It is 7:20. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
And you could see my frustration. You could understand like how it just, my parents always taught me to be punctual, always respect people's time. Just like it was just a cycle, and we would fight and scream, and I would be like a child, like throwing my feet up in the air. Like,
well, it's just so frustrating.
It's so frustrating, but like to some people they're like, oh, whatever, like the restaurant will just wait. And now being in hospitality, like I'm not waiting for you. If your reso's late, I'm giving your table away. Call me rude, call me whatever you want, but it's like, it's respect for, you're not only not respecting my time because I got to your house at the time that I was supposed to get there. You're not, as stupid as it is, you're not respecting my parents' time because they went out of their way to drop me off at this time. Now we're not respecting the restaurant's time because we're late. Now we missed our reservation. Now we're just screwed. Like, and I would die on that hill.
I get so much anxiety too, because like if I have to be somewhere, I will sit in that parking lot for 10 minutes. And honestly, you know what's so crazy?
The one thing about you and me is like, if you're like, even today, you're like, we're filming at this time, like God forbid something actually does happen. I have a lot of factors that can cause me to be late, but they're like actual things. Like, I'm so sorry, my dog. I'm so sorry, like something happened, my mom took the car. But if I'm just late because like I understand you wake up late, your alarm doesn't go off, like there's a million things, but if you're consistently,
but if it's a pattern,
like if you're habitually late all the time and you're just making it a poor, like if you're making a poor decision, come on.
Don't be known as like the person that's always late.
It's not cute. No, that was like something that was like a tipping point for me to not end a friendship, but it was just like the constant disrespect of being late that drove me.
It just makes the friendship then frustrating.
Yeah, because I felt like I was always on edge. Yeah. We would be making plans, and I was like, okay, so if dinner's at 8, we need to leave at 4.
Yeah.
We need to start getting ready at 2.
Yeah.
To try and get there on time.
So now, like, moving into future friendships, like, this is something that I guess you would carry into future friendships.
Right, like, I say it to my friends very subliminally. Hey, like, just respect my time. Like, I had friends over it was last week, and we made like tacos and margaritas, and I told everyone 7, like knowing that they would be late. I didn't start cooking till 7, but they showed up at 7:30, but like they brought me flowers. They were like, hey, we're so sorry, like we got caught up in traffic. I didn't care. Like, it's my friends, you're coming to my house, like we're not it's not a dinner reso, but like I don't know, I thought it was so thoughtful that they like know that it just upsets me, because I'm like, even like if you're cooking dinner, you're like, I'm gonna start at a certain time, I set the table, this and that, like, and like
I'm excited
like I was waiting. That's
there, my main thing. I'm impatient.
I was waiting at 6:50. I'm like ready in like my little outfit, and I'm like, okay, so where are you? And I'm like checking the time.
That was like, my boyfriend came over for dinner last night, and he's like, do you want me to be there for 7,
or do you want me to
leave at 7? And I said, leave at 6:45. 7 o'clock rolled around, I go, why haven't you left?
Babe, I told you to leave. Eye twitching. Yeah. What is something else that you think you're going to carry into future relationships? Not carry, let me reword that. Something that your expectations for any new friendship that comes into your life in the future.
I think honesty is something I'm going to carry into future friendships, because I think in the past and even in the present, like, I'm not scared of confrontation, because I know that if some type of conflict arises, I know how to deal with it, and I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or anything, but I know how to
like have a backbone, be able to stand your ground.
But I don't like it, and I think what I've learned, even with doing House of Movement with you, is it's not personal. And even with like dividing business and friendship, like with our relationship,
even also too, like with your clients,
even with clients, like it has definitely taught me that you can be honest and you can say, hey, this bothers me, or hey, I feel like this way.
Yeah.
And realize that if the friendship is solid enough,
it'll hold.
Yeah. And they'll understand. and it's not personal.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I value the friendship so much that this is why I want to say it.
Yeah.
So I don't hold resentment.
And I think also too, from honesty, like your ability to communicate. I think the older that you get, we're 22, 23, not even like between friendships, like you should be able to communicate with your significant other at job, with your family, and be able to have those open and honest conversations. Because if you can't, and we have a disagreement, or you're getting on my nerves, like I don't want to be that, oh my god, like I can't go to her because she's gonna bite my head off.
Well, then you end up like holding it in.
Then you hold it in, and then you regret it, and then it's resentment, and then it's this like giant snowball of issues, because it's 4 months later, the issue is still bothering you from September.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like you feel like you're sitting on just like so much trauma that you're like waiting to get out.
Don't get me wrong, like it's hard to bring up issues with friends, and it's hard to bring up
It's
like things
awkward.
that bother you, because it's awkward, because you don't want to like make it weird,
you don't want to
you don't want
show that side of you, that the side like that your capability to get frustrated and mad. But I think it's just normal.
But then I think about like, if somebody brought something up to me,
would you be receptive?
I'd be receptive of it, because I would almost feel bad that I made you feel that way.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
but you want to be friends with someone who thinks like that.
Because
if someone comes and tells you, and it's like, Elise, X, Y, and Z are upsetting me, this is how they're making me feel, this is what I want the outcome to be. And if you're closed-minded, immature, and you're not emotionally there, you could be like, well, screw you, like I don't like how you like said it to me.
And there's nothing worse than like bringing up something that's been bothering you, and them being so defensive about it, and
or
then
trying to brush it off,
and then it makes you never want to talk about it again.
And you're like, cool, noted, that we'll never talk about our feelings. And then I think when you're not able to talk about your feelings with someone, it kind of just naturally progresses a friendship to be very superficial.
Absolutely.
Because there's no deeper conversation that you can have, whether it's about trauma or it's about life, career, your morals, your relationship, that you can talk about without there being a little bit of an altercation. I've had friends, kind of adding on to that, where they'll rant to me about their boyfriend, and I'm the type of person, I swear to God, I'll tell you my 2 cents, no matter who it hurts, no matter how much it offends you, because I want that.
No, I want
you to tell me straight in the face, Dom, that looks like shit, take it off.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of like honesty that I want. Obviously deliver it properly and make it kind of butter me up. But I've had friends in the past where I tell them straight up, I'm like, you are insane, you are you are boy crazy, like this man is treating you horribly, like what are you, we've all been there. And they're like, or they'll get mad at you that you're saying that, or they'll get upset, and it's like, just that's not what I was saying, and that's not how I was trying to lay it on.
I'm saying it because I care about you.
And I love you. You don't need to get so defensive. Whether you want to take my advice or not, that's completely up to you. I'm not your mom. You're not a 14-year-old child where I can like drill something into your head. But at least give me the respect that I deserve, because I'm giving you my time and energy to give you advice. And I think friendships that you can say that. And don't get me wrong, it's hard to hear that. It's hard to get like lectured and to be told, hey, what you're doing is wrong, or this guy's treating you poorly, but at least be open to it.
I think at the end of the day too, before we get into like questions, what you guys said, but I think I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't care about you.
100%.
If I didn't care about the friendship, I wouldn't care to bring it up. So I think that's just something to like keep in the back of your head, is people are just looking out for you at the end of the day. So we asked the question. What was the question?
What is something that you would never tolerate in a friendship?
A lot of people said lies, fake friends that are secretly preying on your downfall.
I want to talk about that. I saw that response. Hold on, finish saying it.
A friendship that is one-sided. I can't stand friends who don't reciprocate the same effort. Mind games, emotional and social immaturity, copying and emulating your personality, style, interest, energy, because they want your life / want to be you.
The older that I get, and I think because you and I have kind of like put ourselves in kind of into the public eye, it's really shown me like who my friends are and who the people that 100% like close their eyes, support me unconditionally. My mom, my dad, my sister, obviously you, and my close friends around me. I can confidently say are like so supporting of this podcast that, like, to be honest, I was so scared for, and I was like, what am I even going to talk about? Is anyone going to want to listen to me? Even House of Movement, like when we started those events, event 1, you and I had like a mini mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And I think friends that were just 100% supporting me just putting myself out there without kind of knowing what House of Movement was or what we were even going to do with it, if it was going to take off. When we hosted events in the summer and I would say to my friends, like, can you guys please come? It wasn't that, like, to the people that came and, like, you know who you are, it was never a please can you come. Like, it was like, yeah, of course, send me the link, I will 100% be there.
And it also wasn't can I get a free ticket.
No, and it wasn't can I get a free
I'll
ticket. It was like, yeah, of course, just let me how much it is, where do I put in my card. That to me speaks volumes. And whether friends, like, I had we would do events on like Friday or Saturday. I have a lot of friends at work that couldn't come, but it was just like, it's the comment, the support, the reposting on your story. If I post a video or if I do anything and I'm like, hey, can you just go show support, and you're not chasing people down. And I think in this day and age, because there's a lot of people that are going to say a lot of negative things about you, and I've grown a really thick skin. Like, I honestly do not care. If you're going to go and make fun of someone for putting themselves out there and doing something that they're passionate about, you're an ugly person. Like, straight up. Like, if what I'm doing, does it hurt you? Am I insulting you? Am I affecting you? If I'm not doing any of those things, like, just scroll past the video, ignore it, mute me, unfollow me. But if, like, your close friend, someone that you consider to be in your close circle can't show you the support, respect, and just even the acknowledgement that like, hey, congratulations on what you're doing, then maybe they're not your close friends. Like, seriously, the door is there. And if people are going to talk, and if people are going to say things, and if people are going to share and talk behind your back, let them, babe.
Increases my engagement.
Something, like, you have something that they don't have in their life that they need to put you down behind closed doors. And I honestly, through doing House of Movement and honestly the like formulation of this podcast, it's really increased my confidence. I don't care what people think, and I don't care what they say behind my back. What I do care about is I'm hoping that the people that I'm considering my close friends and the people that I'm like, wow, you're in my inner circle and you are dear to my heart, at least support me and don't prey on my downfall. I think also for something like House of Movement, I'm really proud of House of Movement. 1,000%. And I'm really proud of like everything that we've done, even brands that we work with that we dreamt of working with and didn't even think it was possible. So I think if you're my friend and you also can't be proud of that, bye. Yeah. Like, you gotta go. That's something that like I can't tolerate. Whether it's like you can be jealous of something that someone has, and jealousy, and I think that there's a huge difference between jealousy and being envious. Like, I think envious is like it's like green-eyed monster. You're like green-eyed monster. You're like, I hate you for having that. I can be jealous of you getting a job, and I'm like, wow, like that, hopefully, because maybe you've been applying to jobs and everything, and that's understandable. But I think I'm okay with having a friend, and I've been jealous of friends, and I'll openly say it like to them. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. Oh my God, you look amazing. I'm so jealous. Like, what have you been doing? Or like, wow, you got that job. Like, dude, good for you. I'm jealous. Hopefully that gets the wheels turning and I work harder. Yeah. But I don't want to have a friend that's envious of my success and what I'm doing and how much money I have or whatever it is, my relationship. Because then I just think that is like negative energy in my aura, and like, I don't want that. No, don't need it. I think a good takeaway from this episode is just be choosy about who you surround yourself with. Be picky. And at the end of the day, like, your people are waiting for you, whether you have them now, whether you met them in the past, or, you know, if you are feeling like a little bit lonely now, there's always people waiting for you, and some people just wait to come into your life at the right time. Yeah, and just be intentional with your friendships. Be intentional with the energy that you put out. Be mindful of what people are giving to you. And if it's not serving you a purpose, then maybe it's time to reevaluate. And come to a House of Movement event, because that's you can where meet some really dope girls. That's where you can meet some cool girls. And I feel like even me and you have met really awesome girls. And like, no, it's been exhilarating. Yeah, even we'll be out sometimes. This is a full 360 moment when I'm out. Yeah. And I was in King City. And for those, like, we do events in Toronto. So a lot of the people that we've kind of met have been in Toronto. I was in King City and I was at this restaurant, and my server, she was like, I saw her and she was like giving me these eyes, and I was like, fuck is this? And then she like, my parents got up because they went to the car or something, and she was like, are you Dom? And I was like, yes, I am. Who's asking? And she's like, I came to your Azure and Sweat and Tonic event. She's like, I had such a good time. And it was just dope.
Yeah.
And I think
I love hearing stuff like that. Like, even I was walking on the street.
you've been randomly on the street and you get catcalled. You're like, is that Elise?
Yeah, I know. I was on the street and some girls came up to me. It was these two girls, and
You're like, am I about to get jumped?
I literally was like, I'm so awkward too. They were like, I can
picture that you.
Oh, I know, I'm so uncomfortable. but keep doing it. They went to one of our events and they had met at one of our events, and now they're like best friends.
Yeah.
And like, that was really nice to see.
That is like proof that House of Movement events work, and there's something cool to gain from.
So we'll see you at the Jaybird one, because I haven't released the tickets yet.
Oh yeah, that's launching. Well, I feel like by the time this launches, Jaybird would have happened.
Yeah, I think it's the week of. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. We love just like rambling about
40
topics.
minutes goes by fast.
It goes by so fast. Just topics that you guys have brought up to us. If you have other things you guys want us to talk about, shoot us a DM on Instagram. And we will see you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.